Alright, welcome everyone to Xbox Division 4 Singapore. It has been a while, I can admit that, definitely since the last D4 stream, but here we are. Beautiful Friday night, 1 week away from Thanksgiving. Might as well start on a good note next week coming up. And let's get right into Xbox D4 Singapore. Should be a good race out here. I believe we have 12 drivers on the grid today, has 23 corners. Our current, in real life, race winner who has claimed the most victories here, Sebastian Vettel. Let's see what our drivers can do tonight. And without further ado, I would like to introduce my co-host. That'll be Funky Cactus tonight. I really appreciate you coming on tonight and help me commentate tonight because it's definitely a very hard job doing it by myself. Yeah, especially Singapore. Singapore, a very hard track for most of these drivers out here. Even though our higher divisions, even though we didn't see as much DNFs and everything, very hard race still. It has to wait for SF 1776 jump in. We'll get right to qualifying once he loads in. Who's that just did well? Oh, it's Venom. All right, that's my mistake. I don't really recognize your voice at all, but it's a pleasure to have you as well, Venom. Looks like we're gonna have three guys here tonight. It's gonna be definitely an entertaining race to have three guys in the commentator's box. Only more the merrier. Good expression used for this. But as we load in, right, the screen's about to switch. We're going in qualifying. Looks like we're gonna have a dry qualifying. We're not sure about race conditions yet, but it looks like we'll have a good race in our hands. Look really closely. That looks like it be looks like one of Alfred Torres might came out, but we're gonna hop on Brawny Man's outlap for a second. Definitely a hard corner right here. Turns 1, 2, and 3 to get executing perfectly. Definitely crucial to your lap times around Singapore. How do you guys feel about Singapore itself? Funky Cactus, do you have anything to add on to that? Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Especially around the bridge section. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the track with these drivers racing around. Very hard section over there. Along with probably as hard as turn 1, 2, and 3, but also very crucial. I feel like this whole track is very crucial to someone's outlap and even qualifying lap. Looks like we have a yellow in sector 2 already. As I'll adjust the fast lap real quick, and we'll go to tires as well, and we'll enable everything so we can get the best out of our stream tonight. It looks like that yellow flag was clear in sector 2. Looks like we'll hop on the Renault Brawny Man who runs turn 23 and starts his outlap. Going to turn 1 and 2 and 3, you're going to want that inside line. Looks like Brawny Man's going to take a decent line out of there. It goes a little bit wide going 3, but looks like he'll recover. Mercedes LDR or DR, I'm pretty sure, got out of the way. And going to turn 4, you want to take the inside that line there as well. You have a really good exit as well off of turn 4. Going DR straightaway, also very crucial corner. On turn 5, you also want an inside line here. Cut the curb a little bit. Looks like he'll invalidate his lap there. Unfortunate for Brawny Man right there, but obviously Obviously, track limits are a huge part of the game. We thank Cody's for that. We It's not a graceful thank you. We kind of hate them for that, but thank you still, Cody's, for everything you've done track limits, and we still appreciate you making these games, even though we kind of don't. Anyways, moving on, we'll move on with the racing point, or the Force India, I'll probably be calling it tonight, of Wooly Mixer, who's on a fresh set of mediums. Looks like we'll have actually a dry race tonight, seeing on most of these drivers are going to be opting for mediums in the beginning of qualifying. Looks like he's having a decent lap going across bridge section right now and going to the hairpin. He's going to want an inside line. Maybe has a slight lockup. Going down the DRS straightaway, definitely another crucial part of the track, and goes a little bit close to the wall, but it's going to take a more outside line. Coming to another very crucial part of the track, you have to take a very inside line through all these corners here. Don't really want to mess up here, you'll be on barrier. Looks like Louis Mixer does a pretty good job getting through to sector 3 right here. When turns 21 and 22, definitely a very hard section, and easy as itself as well. Hard in the sense that if you get it wrong, you'll go on the barrier, but you'll around turn 23, he'll set the fastest lap of 138.8 on medium tires. So guys, how do we feel about that lap so far? Even though it's only the first lap session, we have 13 minutes left in qualifying. How do we feel about that lap? Oh, a 38, a 138.8. Definitely gonna be a adventure for these drivers going on the medium tires right now. I'm ready. Want to see what get my pipe has to do right now, but he is on an invalidated lap. Unfortunate for him. We'll jump on LDR Redeemer, who has a lap that hasn't been invalidated yet. It looks like we're gonna be going around in sector 3, turn 21 and 22, and has been invalidated in turn 21. Fortunate for him. Looks like he's on a decent lap there himself. We'll go with the coach, who's on a pair of soft tires. He's currently in bridge section right now. He's going to have a decent entry out of turns right there, and into the hairpin's going to have a decent entry as well. Going on a hairpin, the exit, back end goes out from him a little bit, but it looks like he'll recover from it. And we have Bald Guy Racing, this 137.1 on a fresh set of soft tires. Definitely competitive time for right now. It's very hard to tell at the moment, as we're only in more than 10 minutes of qualifying right now. With the coach on a decent lap, and he has invalidated. Unfortunate for him, like most of the drivers, unfortunate for all of them, we've invalidated laps because of Cody's track limits. Moving on, PPR Ollies, who's making their return since being D1. He'll cross the line, set a lap for P3 at 139.1. He's on 2-lap old soft. Seems like he's wearing down tires a little bit to get a faster lap. So far the 4 times we have here, guys. How do you feel about them so far? Ball Guys Racing's 137.1 being the fastest time. Yeah, just a little slower from P1 time, only about 5 hundredths. And that's about it. Very competitive so far right now. Keep in mind, Firecorn did set on 2-lap old softs. Looks like we do have a yellow that is caused by Firecorn, just going a little bit slow on his in-lap. Due probably to a little bit low fuel levels, and he actually might have ran out of fuel. I'll move on and get my pipe, who has been very dominant this season D4. Currently, I'm pretty sure he's P1 standings right now, but in Sector 3, He'll be around turns 21 and 22. Want to get inside line through there and going to turn 23 up here. Turn 23, we'll see what he sets, as he sets a 136.0. Good competitive time for P1 right now. He's currently second and a tenth ahead of the field right now. Definitely going to be setting qualifying pace for tonight. Do we feel any drivers on the grid right now? Like, do you guys have a definite feeling that some drivers get near that time? Or one in particular? Or you guys feel like that's going to be a time that's going to be set for this qualifying so far? We're on SF's. Okay, my mistake. You can go not Venom. Sorry, Cactus. It's my bad right there. Moving on to TK14X. Is this his second race in PPR from right? Or I might be mixing up the drivers possibly, but TK14X. I believe he is new. And I'm pretty sure he is, but he's going to be setting a lap on medium tires. It looks like he has a decent lap as he locks up going into turn 5. Going to turn 7, he's going to have an inside line, locks up slightly, and has a good exit. Going into turn 8, hard corner. Yet at sometimes, definitely in wet conditions, very hard corner. Going to what used to be the Singapore Slings. You know, wanted a decent entry and a decent exit going the bridge section. There's a very good exit, but it goes a little bit wide and almost touches the wall. Going across the bridge and into hairpin. Slight lockup as you can see in the front right, but does have the card slide a little bit out from him going out. It looks like we do have a little bit of connection interruption on my side. It looks like hopefully that fixes itself, but TK14 TK14 does have a good exit, and going into here he has a slight lockup. See what we can do under this bridge section, going underneath the bridge actually this time. Has a very good entry and a very good exit. Goes out for a little bit and turn 21, 22. Messes up slightly, but looks like he'll recover. On turn 23. Turn 23 sets a 138.3. If you do bear with me, folks, we're going to figure out what this connection interruption is just for a second. It's only going to take us about 30 seconds, so I'll be back right with you. Sorry about that, folks. My mic was on mute for a majority of the time. I was talking without mic on, so it's my apologies right there. But as I was saying, during the time, is that Wooly Mixer has a lap that has been faster of a 136.9, a little bit more competitive to Get My Pipes Time, as Ollie's now sends a lap of a 137.0 on medium tires. Very competitive lap there. Puts him P3. So what do we think about that guys right now? 137.0 on medium tires, and you're only 1 second off the Pulsar's time, and he's on soft tires. Yeah, definitely. Papioli is in a very good condition right now. The definitely win the race spots. So to see Foghorn dive in the pits, looking probably like he'll probably want to get a new set of soft tires so he can get on the track one more time. We'll move on to Papioli, who is on his in lap. So right now, as of right now, Ball Guy Racing is starting his hot lap right now and getting turn 1, 2, and 3, having a decent entry and a decent exit coming out. Definitely took a more inside line compared to the usual racing line they have, but it looks like he'll be entering turn 4 for a decent entry and a good exit. Going first, the second DRS straightaway, my mistake right there. Second DRS straightaway, he's going to have a very good speed down here. Looks like he'll be going at 191 miles per hour at least right there. Going turn 5, he's going to have a decent entry as well, a good exit. Going turn 6 right here, or 7, depending on how you view it, and he actually touches the wall. Ooh, it's unfortunate vlog right there. Looks like he's going to go on a decent lap. Unfortunately, looks like the curb caught him out to the best right there and spun him around. But as of right now, Ball Guy stands in P4. So right now, Ball Guy is in a safe position. But looks like this will be the end of his qualifying, as it looked like that wall did take out his front wing. We'll get a better view, and yes, it has taken out a good portion of his right side of his wing, or from the driver's side, his right side, or from for your view is his left side. We'll jump on him, SF1776, who hasn't yet set his lap of the qualifying so for only 2 minutes, about 2 minutes left. Looks like he'll have a decent entry coming out of turn 5 or 6, however, for it. And going to turn 7, looks like he'll have a good entry as well, where Ball Guy just spun. Good entry, and going to turn 8, he also has a good entry and good exit. Going down the straightaway here to what used to be the Singapore Sling. Looks like he's going to have a good exit as well. Want to get more outside line right there. Going to turn 9, I believe that might actually be 10. Don't quote me on that, but I'd stand corrected. Definitely. Going the hairpin, he's going to want a good exit. He does get that good exit and activates DRS. Going down the straightaway. DRS activated all the way to hot lap. He's going to have a good. It looks like he's actually set his purple of his personal best, or it might be actually of the whole session so far. It's very hard to tell because Cody's does do purple sectors for your personal best. Going into this makeshift, well, I would say the second bridge section has a very good exit. Going 21, turn 22. It's going to have a very good entry and exit. Now going turn 23, where he's going to rendezvous his lap. Looks like he'll be setting a 136.8. That puts him all the way up in P3. So, very competitive time, I'd say. We only have less than a minute now in qualifying. We have a couple guys out. Looks like we have a couple guys out in softs, mostly mediums. How do we feel about these times so far? Do you think this is going to stick as of right now, guys, or is it definitely going to subject change? Yeah, definitely. It looks like we'll have a dry race, surprisingly. Definitely for Singapore. A little bit surprised that we have a dry race. Because I know in most of the other divisions, we did have rain in some portion of the race. I know in D2, we had wet qualifying, I'm pretty sure, and we had a wet race at the end. Very interesting to watch. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I would suggest watching D2 race. Very interesting race and contested race. But on with the coach, it looks like he'll be sitting at 137.9. That'll put him all the way up in P8. Still very good time for the tires he's on right now, and looks like we'll follow Father Korn, who is in Sector 3. He is 8 tenths down on his time right now. That would currently put him all the way up to, looks like P6 possibly. P6 area, P7 maybe. But now going on turn 22 and getting turn 23 is Rendezvous Lab. Looks like he'll be getting a 136.5, and that puts him all the way up to P3. He was 1.6 seconds down his time. Incredible lap by Father Korn. As of right now, it looks like your order will stand of Get My Pipe of 136.0. That is the pole time. TK14 only a tenth behind him about with his 136.1. Father Korn coming out and rounding out in P3. This is Mercedes in the black colors with a 136.5. Willie Mixer in the Racing Point 136.6. Just displaced by Father Korn. Fortunate for him. SF1776, that was his only lap of the session. So 136.8, very impressive from the Haas driver. Peter Ollies, who is making his return to racing since being absent from a good amount of races since last season. I saw 137.0 on medium tires. Very impressive time from him. We will find out the rest of the order once the screen does come back. And as you can see, listed there, Foghorn has officially came in third place. As we look at the rest of the drivers, Bulgar Racing of 137.1, he set down soft tires, despite with 137.6 also set on soft tires. Brawny Man, the Renault, who is going to take a 5-place grid penalty, he has set a medium time of 137.7. Dakota AlphaTauri has set a 137.9 soft tires, rounding out the rest of the grid. In P11, LDR Redeemer 138.5, Big Mr. Brown 139.0, and Grumpy Orange 139.4. So, from this qualifying session, how do we feel right now? Who do we think, it's very hard to tell in the beginning right now, but who do we think is possibly our race winner out of this grid so far? Yeah, definitely very interesting. Definitely my favorite tonight. I hope it's not the commentator's curse. I have had the commentator's wish for a good amount of races I've commentated, so this is my third race commentating. The 2 other races I have had the commentator's wish. Hopefully this goes to PPR Ollies. So PPR Ollies, if you are listening, you are my favorite driver tonight, and I hope you win this race. I'm trying not to pick favorites, but I hope you win this race tonight. As we wait for the grid to load in, actually, let's take focus on real life racing. Let's take a little bit of focus to next year. I'm wondering definitely about the McLaren Mercedes next year. Definitely it'd be definitely an incredible car to see next year. Like, how do you guys feel on grid next year? Definitely some changes. Like Renault going to Alpine. You got Seb going to Aston Martin. Very definitely gonna be a weird grid next year. Especially definitely with drivers such as like Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris, definitely quality drivers. Lando coming up the ranks, obviously Daniel already proven driver. got an incredible drivers lineup there already, and definitely for the McLaren drivers to get as much points with Renault engines. Like Renault engines definitely aren't the greatest of engines. I'd say they're the worst on the grid this year. Well, I'm sorry. Ferraris are the worst on the grid this year, but Renault is very. They definitely were close in years before. Definitely in 2019. The McLaren did good in 2019. It's just that Renault engine. I feel if they had any other engine, they definitely would have performed a lot better. But definitely have two quality drivers now. Carlos Sainz obviously a quality driver going to Ferrari, but now Daniel Ricciardo stepping in his place. Definitely an upgrade, I would say, because Daniel Ricciardo being a very proven driver over the years. But that McLaren Mercedes, I actually have a prediction with a couple of my friends back at school that watch F1. I've already said that Daniel Ricciardo has a very good chance to win championship next year if that McLaren Mercedes can hit the dot and hit the ground running. Oh, oh, all right. Do that real quick. We'll just switch the screen real quick. It's my bad right there. So we'll do that. Turn that up. Hopefully we can hear a little bit. Hopefully they can hear you now. Maybe check on that real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna turn mine down a little bit. I have desktop at up to there, and as I think we should be good for now. That's my bad right there. Definitely didn't expect that to happen. Everyone home, sorry about that. I'm sorry about to you two guys as well. I didn't realize that until one of you guys mentioned that. But let's see, as we get to the line, actually just right in time as well. Right in time as Get My Pipe now arrives at the line, and we'll switch the screens as well so you don't miss the start. We'll jump on TK14 for this. And looks like their pit strategy right now looks like a two-stop possibly with soft, medium, hard. And three-stop with soft, soft, medium, hard. Looks like we'll be waiting for a little bit. Looks like we'll be getting right to it. And looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is lights out, and away we go. TK14 gets an incredible start and Get My Pipe. These two are going right at each other, oriented to turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3. Looks like we have a little bit of action back grid. So it has dropped down a little bit. LDR Redeemer is jumping around the coach a little bit. Looks like Get My Pipe has kept in front of TK14. Firecorn not too much back, only 3 tenths back. Wooly Mixer is a little bit back behind Firecorn, but still time to make up. Looks like we've had a clean lap. And looks like one of the Alpha Tories has gone around. That's the coach around in the turn 4. Definitely a little bit of action so far as we still have the yellow in sector 1. That doesn't look like we'll have a safety car as the coach looks like he'll get back up to speed. TK14 dropping back a little bit from Get My Pipe as the yellow flag is now cleared. Firecorn a little bit behind TK14. SF1776 will go on. This fight looks like he'll be catching up on Wooly Mixer. Wooly Mixer under pressure a little bit, it seems like, from SF1776. SF gets a really good entry into what used to be the Singapore Link, now going across bridge section to hairpin. Looks like he's going back a little bit and has a slight lockup going into the hairpin. Now jump a little bit more in midfield. Ball guy looks like he has a little bit of a slipstream on. Papier is a little bit more in front. Papier has a decent start so far. I think he's only lost one position possibly, or might be in the same position as he is as of right now. But TK looks like he is only 3 tenths now behind Get My Pipe. Get My Pipe is under extreme pressure from the new guy, and it looks like Get My Pipe has made a mistake going into turn 21 and 22. As you can see, the pit stop strategy has come up again. We've already said the pit stop strategy from soft, medium, hard, and a soft, soft, medium, hard. Get My Pipe has 143.6, which will be broken on the next lap unless there's a safety car. LDR Redeemer has dropped down the grid a little bit, but looks like that actually is the Cody's who is magically changing the grid right now. We'll have him Get My Pipe and we'll focus on TK14, who is behind Get My Pipe right now. It says he's in P10, but he's in P2. And Cody's have now changed the grid magically. We'll keep up and Get My Pipe TK14. TK14, not much behind Get My Pipe. Get My Pipe has had a very good opening laps here so far. TK14 also having good opening laps along with Father Corn. Father Corn in P3. So your top 3 order has stayed the same so far. Wooly Mixer not far behind Father Corn. So how are you guys feeling about the race so far on these opening 3 laps? Alright, we'll fix that real quick. Hopefully it's not something major. We'll put this all the way up, it seems like. Not down. We'll put it all the way up, see if it does anything. Hopefully it does something. Put mine down a little bit, and we'll go right back to the race right about. If this would like press continue. About now. There we go. Ball guy is spun. Alright, looks like Ball Guy has resumed, but it looks like does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. His left end plate, and he's cutting the corners in order to get back to the actual track. Hopefully that audio is now working for you guys. Really sorry about that. Definitely technical issues on my side. It seemed like everything was working so far, but it seems like we are having technical difficulties a little bit. Definitely my connection a little bit, and definitely with audio. But hopefully it is adjusted. But we'll go back up to the fight for P1. Looks like TK14 is dropping back ever so slightly to Get My Pipe. Get My Pipe seems like he's a very dominant driver in these Singapore streets so far. But going back on to these opening laps, how do you guys feel about that? Let's see. It looks like Wui has overtaken Firecorn earlier. Definitely we were having when I was just in stream. Looks like Wooly has overtaken Fathercorn. Fathercorn looks like he's dropped back a little bit, and now Ollie's behind Fathercorn. Ollie's has also moved up to P5, and looks like SF1776 has moved all the way back to P12. Unfortunate for him. PPR Ollie's now looks like he has a good run on Fathercorn, has a really good entry into 1, 2, and 3. Slight lockup. Looks like he's going to the inside line. Wheel to wheel with Fathercorn. Fathercorn not making this easy for him. Fathercorn going into turn 4. Looks like they made a little bit contact right there, not much. Looks like Ollie's is still fighting for it. Ollie's now right side by side with Fathercorn. He has to dip it. He has to actually go out in order to make this a safe overtake eventually. Looks like definitely a safe move from Ollie's going into turn 5. Now turn 6. Fathercorn is going slightly wide and has lost it a little bit and has gone to the barrier. It doesn't look like he has picked up damage. Now Ollie's going at Fathercorn. Very dangerous section. And Fathercorn has a left end plate missing. Ollie's now a little bit in front. Ollie's now going in front of Fathercorn. He makes the move, but Fathercorn isn't making this very easy for him as he defends hard inside line for Ollie's. Fathercorn on the outside. What is Fathercorn going to do? Fathercorn now going ahead of Ollie's. This is a fight to watch. Now Ollie's going back at Fathercorn. Fathercorn breaking very early. Ollie's now going the long way around. Fathercorn has to concede. Ollie's now in front. Ollie's has a slight lockup. It doesn't look like this fight is over yet. And actually, as we're talking about fight, LDR Redeemer is now behind his Mercedes team of Fathercorn. I'm already guessing that Toto Wolff's not going to want their 2 Mercedes drivers racing around. It looks like Ollie's is diving in the pits along with Fathercorn, who does have wing damage. Ollie's is pitting with those medium tires. I'm wondering if he does have damage. We'll find out just in a second if he does have damage. It looks like he does have damage as he's pitting for a new wing. But as we move over the field, TK14 looks like he has dropped the second and 3 attempts back. But still definitely in the fight for P1 against Get My Pipe. He does go slightly wide going around turn 5. But we'll focus on the fight around P4, P5, and the midsection. Looks like Ollie's and Father Corn will come back out in P10, P11. As Ball Guy is now 49 seconds behind Father Corn. Hopefully the stream is working. We'll check up on that. I'll check on that real quick so we don't have that problem. And looks like we might have a problem. Alright, we'll switch the screen again. Hopefully we can fix something real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out real quick. I'm wondering if I do. If we did go to the screen, I'm hoping it went to. It did. Alright. Let's see. Hopefully this does not take a lot. Is that a little bit better or? Yeah. Alright, we'll continue. Hopefully it does work. But we'll continue on. We'll switch the screen one more time, and if someone fixes it, we'll take one more look at it. But we are on lap 6 and we'll say far from has picked up a 47 time penalty. That's possibly 4 points for it because of 2 wins, as we said. Okay, with Cody's, they did make a good update, which now tells you where time penalties are, which drivers have. So as of right now, our time penalties are with W Orange, who saved in P4. W Orange has made it definitely a working progress up the grid. He's moved only from 13 to P4 so far. Very good performance from him. Looks like a lot of drivers have been in, but moving on back to penalties, Willie Dixon does have a penalty. He started in P4, I believe. Bobby Corn started in P3, he's now P9. He pitted, he does have a time penalty as discussed. The coach who is in P13 right now, unfortunately, so far. He's a minute behind right now, SF1776. He does have a time penalty. But as we go back onto the fight between LDO and Barney Man, looks like we have a contested fight a little bit here. It's a back and forth fight right here going to second 3 and under the second bridge. Hopefully, check up on that one more time. Hopefully, we'll get a little feedback.
Anything? Or do you think it's still an issue?
Possibly is still an issue, but I'm not 100% sure. I know Funky has left, but yeah,
Yep, he has.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Join him.
Yeah, it's my fault that I would have to look into what the larger issue is. But going back to the race, we have Drum Norwich now has moved up to 2-3. 13 up 10 places. 10 places so far, 57 times. Very good race from W so far, as right now we are focusing on Barney Man, who's battling now for P1. As we are trying to set technical difficulties and trying to get a little feedback from you guys, seems like that, and we do have SF1776 who has retired, but he is retired in the pits. So going back to what we were saying before, looks like Get My Pipe has pitted. We'll take a quick look on that real quick. Yes, he has been. Who said medium? TK14 has also said medium. It looks like they are fighting for position right here. Big Mr. Brown has to concede to TK14 as he goes deep in the inside. TK14 goes on the outside. LDR Redeemer does pick at 3-7 time penalty up. Now, folks, it seems like this race is going to be a lot of time penalties possibly. This track is not winning at all. Big Mr. Brown is going to want to take that place back. Definitely put it back. It looks like we do have a car that's been that is the coach. We will be retiring from the pits as it looks like Team Norris comes into play as Andrea Seidel has ordered the team to get my puck past Big Mr. Brown. And with that, Blue Mixer in the mix as well has passed Big Mr. Brown. Move back a little bit up the middle as well as we see Morning is still competing with LDR Redeemer for P1. Penalties you can see here. LDR does have 3 seconds, only 6 seconds. Ooh, does have a 5 second clock, 3 seconds. Now we'll go listen to we'll go tires, obviously there. Change camera a little bit, we get a better view of this battle. Looks like Running Man does get a very good exit. DRS activated. Is he going to be able to get this move done around the outside? And Brawny Man is going around the outside. LDR forcing him out wide. Brawny Man still not done with this battle. LDR Redeemer is defending very hard, both on 7-lap old mediums. TK14 is 10 seconds behind, but he has pitted 4 new 7 mediums. We look back at the field a little bit. We have Billy Orange, who is 0.8 behind Get My Pipe and does make contact with the wall with the 7-level cars, but moving back to the fight with P1. Looks like Brawny Man has dropped back a little bit. It still will get DRS. It looks like we do have a yellow in sector 3 that is from the orange. He might have spun around, but looks like he'll be able to continue on. LDR does get a little bit of one exit, but looks like he'll recover from that. Brawny Man looks like he does have a good exit out there, going to turn 4. Turn 4, very crucial right here. Brawny Man looks like he'll have a decent exit, but it's good enough. Looks like he'll have DRS going down the straightaway. LDR Redeemers looks like he'll be using all of his DRS on his front. Now, as we can see, Bunker Orange has spun earlier and has dropped down to P10, so the points position now. So it would be a good result for him to be at P10. So we'll drop back to P11 and Brawny Man is only 4 tenths behind. PBR Ollies has picked up the second time. PBR Ollies is in P9 now, but he is on a two-off set series of cars. Not a lot happening right now. We'll keep on the fight. Brawny Man. Ooh, getting a little bit close. A little bit too close. Comfortable. Looks like he'll maintain it on. LDR does have a slight lock up there, as you can see. His right front very slight, but it is effective. And ooh, Brawny Man does want P1 right now. As we see more, looks like PBR has spun right before bridge section. Unfortunate for him, he'll keep the P10 as of right now. Wasn't any replay right there. LDR Redeemer has comfortably at the moment on good entry and exit out of turn 1, 2, and 3. As we see, Get My Pipe sits a 140.0 on its fresh set of mediums. Turn 4, LDR still ahead. Looks like Brawny does have DRS as well, so he's the turn down a little bit. We'll go back and do it a little bit. Looks like Get My Pipe is going to be down 2.4. As of right now, movements behind. Looks like we'll actually go back and fight P1. Brawny Man has made up a lot of time. He's 5 tenths down now, 4 tenths. But time keeps going down. TK14 does get 3 second time penalty. Brawny Man does have a slight slipstream on LDR going to Singapore Sling. Has to concede though, in order to have a safe way of almost not colliding. Very essential in this business in some areas. These are only areas that provide or safe overtaking in those sense in Singapore. LDR first slight lock of slight right. Go back and do it a little bit. Get My Pipe. This Get My Pipe has made a tremendous amount of time as a couple seconds back. now he is 0.343 tenths on TK14. Time is subject to change. It looks like Julio will give it out for good exit after 1, 2, and 3. He had a good exit, but not good enough. Like now he's making a good amount of time. He has DRS active. So he might be able to get the move done at the end of the straightaways. Just get like going to go for it. No, he isn't. He's not going to risk it. TK14 does have a slight lock of Under Pressure. Not the song Under Pressure, but literally Under Pressure. We do have slight lag from my end. I do apologize for that in advance. Oh, and TK14 makes a tremendous mistake. Car goes out from under him and looks like he'll drop back to P4. Get my pipe now in P3, and it's only a second and a half behind from Running Man. Running Man now is still probably about the same amount distance from LDR given as the previous lap before that, around 6 tenths to 8 tenths. Get my pipe is making a good amount of time now, as he is now making it 6 tenths. It looks like the LDR Doom is actually pulling Running Man over, and Get My Pipe is now getting around Running Man. Running Man dives in the pits. Get My Pipe has no time to sit down, get that in the correct place. Get My Pipe now only a second behind LDR Doom. That's now going to 9 tenths, 8 tenths now. Possibly even 7. He might get us up. It's now 6, now 5. Not going into turn 4. He's going to have DRS here. Looks like he's only 3 tenths behind. Is he going to have DRS? Ooh, he does, and he might be able to make the overtake here. Is he going to do it? No, he's going too far back. It looks like he's only 2 tenths down, as Olio has a very slight walk. Very, very slight. And oh, they almost touched the back end right there. Get my butt on the back end. Olio over Mercedes right there. TK14 also making a good amount of time back now, as he made that mistake to get my pipe earlier in the previous lap. Get my pipe does want to get around LDR here, as you know, TK14 is on the mount. He's about the same amount of time of his tires. Just a lap over. Also, they didn't count, they are about the same time. How much rain? And TK14 hits the back and Get My Pipe. It takes us one rain. We do have rain. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have rain. There's nothing about Singapore that doesn't say rain. And the rain has come. They canceled my flight early in the week. Looks like they'll be canceled after this. As you can see, we'll jump on. We'll jump on with Farley Corn. The rain has started coming down. Farley Corn making a good run on Sprightly. Sprightly in P6 as of the moment right now. So he's going a little bit wide and going to the inside right there. It's a little cover. Farley Corn now making a good amount of time on it. With this rain coming down, it's very unpredictable what can happen now. LDR is still in P1, but Get My Pipe has dropped back a little bit. The track is getting really wet. As you can see, the track surface now is getting wetter as we speak. TK14 now dropping back to a second side. It seems like this time, as of right now, the track is getting wetter than it should. So tires now Get My Pipe does go wide. Now you see most of these drivers taking a little wider entry going into most of these corners. Now you can see tires and split still does maintain the lead as right now you're right. This does come a little surprise to us about the rain. We don't really hear anything about rain and work. But as we we go off with Sprite, it looks like he has lost position too far. Like the ways to take it cautious around here because the track tips get better. Put up the fight up for P1 and 2. TK14 is having a decent run on my fight. My pipe is using time to do ODR gear now taking a decent time. ODR gear is doing very good defending in order to get my pipe behind him. It's very interesting to see a series taking it's definitely close, but it did work out for LDR Dealers now. He would come out at the same time as get my pipe. So get my pipe has one on tires. There's definitely very interesting for what might have to hard tires. It might be a little drizzly, but it does eventually make the track a very wet surface. You know, make it look like an airstrip soon. Airstrip full of a lot of air. So you'll see an airplane possibly. It's definitely interesting call if we get my pipe 2 go on hard tires on this wet surface. We've known in the past that like Jensen Button has gone on a wet surface with harder compound tires or some tires. Here with these stats saying we don't need those intermediate tires. Drive on the wet with those some tires. And now Old Guy looks like he has made a mistake, and now he's lost 2 positions to the Wii Mixer and get my pipe. Wii Mixer on the intermediate tires, it looks like Wii Mixer has made a decent choice, maybe, possibly, in terms of what should right now. My pipe's still moving up time on his hard tires on this wet surface. There's a chance his frame might be free if he's on the hard tires. As of right now, TK14, he does have damage, I believe. Yes, he does. He has a great end plate missing. Has a 27 second gap, now 28 second gap on Final Cone, but now pits for possibly he might be going for. I'm pretty sure just the deals has been made, but oh, looks like we do have a pileup. So now we go back. Father Coin involved as well. What's happening here? Looks like Get My Pipe has dropped back as well. Get My Pipe might have been involved in something as well. And looks like he has taken damage off it, but now we have Sector 3 of Yellows and Father Corn. Looks like this wet server is getting to his leading tires. Now we have a yellow flag in Sector. Looks like 2 of those PBR ollies at the hairpin. So we'll see our drivers now pitting for intermediate tires. It seems like DRS has been disabled for the race. Definitely interesting call from Get My Pipe to pit on hard tires last lap. Very interesting call from the Fire T, right? Not happy with it. If his driver now going from P1 to P2 around that area, back to P6. Still a decent area where to Get My Pipe. He still make up a lot of time, but it seems like TK14 and U-Mixer are in a very safe place now. It's right in this 25 seconds off U-Mixer. LDR being only as now we see the rain is coming out hard. Now, I'm actually this is going to be a full wet race of it. It's very interesting. TK14 Mixer as said before do have a very safe place right now, as they do have a full second gap into themselves, about a full second gap into the Blue Mixer. It's right back down to the fight is in the lead for the good majority of this race, or in the top 3. And now back in P6 after a McLaren fall turning into the state and creating hard tires right before the rain really started coming down. Andrea Soil, I can guarantee you, is not that happy about that call. So we had a quick conversation with the pit group and pit group. All of our drivers have picked for intermediate tires. He's having a little bit of difficult time as we go back on with him. With these intermediate tires, looks like the intermediate tires haven't heated up for him yet. As of right now, our race is not a lot of changes at the moment. Now, Will Mixer has pitted. He's now pitting for a new wing. Looks like he did make a mistake in the previous lap. Possibly, Sprightly might take P2 as of right now. And he will. Sprightly has taken P2 unless LDR Demon can answer. Overtake him in the incoming corners, but it's Blue Mixer will come out in P5. I don't know what happened on the previous lap there. It's a different sudden signature of the portion of drivers right in the middle of them big now. Going back to the earlier, which is all full spell on track as of right now. It's like Blue Mixer is in the time of going back to the take as of right now. About second and 10 behind Sprightly. Kevin Preston from Mercedes drivers like Williams time to up to P3. Drives like mistake is not Ticket 14 has a tremendous lead in the rest of the field right now. It's a commanding lead as of right now. 32-second gap between himself. He won the Sprightly P2. For our team, see what happens, because the far team seems very happy with the rounds here. I do want to apologize to the audience, because I didn't say I was the only commentator with the teams that I have been on the commentator's curse. So it seems like third time isn't a charm for me. It seems like it is where the curse comes in. Back to the mid-pack, we're actually seeing the battle for P5. Looks like Heroes Activities and the Artists are giving Blue Witson now a heavy advantage on time before now. He's doing a lot of tires. Very big walk of Williams to turn it fine. So about the same gap as he did just previously. Now, this is Renault is very famous around this track, as their speed. It's heavily exceeded around the grid. Also, F1 fans agree that the experience would say it seems pretty true. PK Jr. and extremely famous before and after the airplane did ran. And hopefully, the game could win Peter always has picked up the second time. Looks like he's been making a lot of impact. It's like Blue Mixer now, and Morning Man looks like he's made up the timeline. He'll be on the field. They're currently sitting in that podium place right now. It's going to be a heavy fight for P3 tonight. It's like P2 and P1 looks like they are in solid places right now. Sprightly definitely could come under fire from ODR. ODR has dropped back from Sprightly, and ODR does come in contact with the wall. He does use his left end plate. So looks like Bronyman now is going around the outside. Around the outside in turn 5. He's going to go wide, but looks like he'll been maintain place. But it looks like LDR Redeemer has had to concede a little bit. Bronyman now in front and now in P3. Now we see Get My Pipe in the back. Looks like he'll be in this action as well. LDR Redeemer now dropping back. As Willie Mixon looks like he'll be taking the place as well. Trying to take the place. It's LDR Redeemer doesn't know if it's going to make an easy fight for him. Not enough damage for LDR to come in, but it's very definitely justified that it's reasonable to come in with but now we see Funky Orange now is pitting for wet tires. This track surface is getting very wet. It's getting very wet very quickly. You see some cars actually starting to get on the track very closely as you see the right side. Now the rain is coming down harder as we see. Just coming down harder and harder as we see a lot of drivers now locking up, sliding everywhere between the tires. And now LDR Redeemer slid. He slid. Louis Mixer now gets in front. And LDR Redeemer has came in contact with Get My Pipe. LDR Redeemer spins round. Get My Pipe does get in front, but we're going to see that will probably be blown up to the stewards. LDR Redeemer already had damage before. Looks like he'll be going into the pits. As he has had a left intake off, but now Ball Guy will take that place. With that instance, now we have Get My Pipe who's lost 2 seconds, now 3 seconds to we might have wind damage. Well, he does come in contact with the wall. We'll move up the valve for P3 right now, which was very tense just a moment ago. Now it's only down to 2 drivers as right now. Now Bronyman is now sitting in P3. A very good result for the Arrow team. Who gets not far behind the Force India or Racing Point. Force India Racing Point still. Or I like to call this Force India still. I'm mistaken on that before. But I still like calling Racing Point Force India. I referenced still. But as we continue, it's like the Racing Point is looking to take that big lead. We do have a young second one. That is over the team. I'm sure that was going to be as great as that. But now we see Cooper is now paying for the tires. This race is very, very interesting. $2 is left as right now. Very interesting for these cars. Going on what tires now have the engine has pretty quick tires. This is like 4 hours as the rain is coming down ever so heavily now. We saw this in D2, the exact replica of it. We saw a heavy rain come down just like this as Who Mix now a little bit tough time to control this car. You turn 23. Get My Pipe now pits. Let's see what tire he comes out on. Looks like we'll see. It's a full wet tires. Yeah, those are full wet tires. He replaced his wing as well. So he had a little bit of damage from his LDR doing the previous 2 laps. So let's look back on wet tires. Slight closing advantage. Is struggling in the rain. Tires are just done. In sector 2, we do have Sprightly who has spun around. Sprightly is in the wall. Looks like someone else is in Bronyman. Bronyman in the wall as well. Sprightly in the wall. Bronyman does continue in the P3, but what can Ball Guy do? They don't want to make time with Sprightly. I think Ball Guy might be in a position to get a podium right now. As Bronyman might have picked up damage on him. Yes, he has. Bronyman has picked up damage. That will be investigated by the stewards. I can guarantee that it's going to be investigated by the stewards because someone did definitely look to when cars did come in contact with one another. As you can see, both of them did go in the barrier. That barrier, very infamous for a glitch last year, which took out half this grid. Almost, I think, last season. Last season, that barrier itself in turn 6 or 7 took up half the grid. I did finish P6 first, 10 drivers, as we are left 11 drivers, and Brawny Man now comes in contact with the wall outside of the second DRS straightaway, or third DRS straightaway. Brawny Man now has significant damage on his front wing in these very wet conditions. We'll move on to right now, TK14, who has a very commanding lead on the pack right now. He's making it look like he's Lewis Hamilton out here. And then, so we do have a little bit of connection interruption. I apologize for that. He's making it look like he's Lewis Hamilton out here. He does have a time penalty that will affect him that much. As Louis Mixon now pits. Looks like TK14 might have a minute advantage on the rest of the field. But we also have to consider this pit for wet tires, but he'll also be about 20 seconds ahead of the field. We see most of the field now pitting for wet tires. These conditions very bad for these early tires. It's now you see TK14 doing his best to keep those early tires in place as he blocks up going out of the third DRS straightaway. But the rest of the field now pits for wet tires. Now you see Get My Pipe on the back of the mixer. But it does take a little bit more to get in the pits. Straight as the field said, tires. Chronic Corn also has opted for a pair of intermediate tires. This is very interesting that the technical is definitely very weird to see runners on wet intermediate tires. Very weird to see at this time being. Usually you realize you see most of the wet intermediates, but if you're going to see some tire conditions, for the next race, but it's a TK14. He will stay out of the pits. He feels he's going to be tired. Right choice right now. But he does lock up going to turn 1. He does get a good entry and then locks up slightly going to turn 3. Staying in TK14 right now. Because he has some really 13 seconds. This is a very commanding lead. We'll go back to get more fights. Will want to get into the mixer right there. I mixer there terms. I've obviously used it. He does have a mixer. But he does want to get into the mixer right there. And possibly getting P2. Because I'm pretty sure at this time this TK14 does make a tremendous mistake. As of right now, Get My Pipe only obtained P2. And as we have a yellow second, it looks like it's red goal. Has pulled off to the side over the right Get My Pipe by. Goes to the plate. TK14 has lost a bit of time advantage. Won't really affect him. Plus, he's lost a little bit of time to the mixer. About maybe 4 seconds or so. We'll put him in the long one right now. About, let's see, we'll have 9 laps to go. About 9 laps now, a little less than 9. But it's a TK14. Stick on these intermediate tires. Now we'll go back to Volga Racing. It looks like he's onto a podium in this race. Now he's making a good run despite Lou go down the inside of the road. And he actually still might. He cuts the corner. He possibly got a warning there. Now it's like one of the AlphaTauris has gone off. That is Pete Ali's. But we'll go back up the field. It looks like Bold Guy has got the move done. As we look at PPR, it looks like he just got the move done on slightly in the Red Bull. Looks like Father Corn now, right behind slightly, is going to be making a little bit of time. Right now, Mercedes, two Mercedes are sitting right now, 273. Could be interesting positions to Mercedes, but still, point finish is looking good. Get My Pipe and see what he I'm saying I don't want that place. I want to be a mix of P2. I know P1 is possible out of pressure. But I still want P2. He's going to be charging for P2. Moving on to Monaco. It looks like we'll be aiming at Sprightly for P6. He's behind the moment. He's struggling with these early tires in these very wet conditions. as we're talking about positions, TK14 has lost about 10 seconds in gap to the car behind. Now, this actually is very questionable about his P1 actually, because he's losing 10 seconds in 2 laps. There's going to be a time where there's going to be tires that are very, very down, and this tire can have to be very down in almost 20 seconds. So he has to the 20 seconds if he doesn't hit for wet tires. Because the new intermediate tires, as you can see, are very hard to control in these conditions. We see all the wet drivers on these wet tires are doing better than earlier drivers. So this TK14, I don't think about putting it because then I would be safer, have a 30-second gap or 30-second gaps to the car behind. So TK14 is going into the pits. It's an old to be going first set tires. TK14 still has a plan to do as he revs the engine all the way up. So who knows how much RPMs. I'll even guess 12,000 RPMs off that Ferrari. And yes, he has pitted for wet tires. He will still come out in P1. He does have a still commanding lead as he still comes out. And we'll see in sector 3, dude. The AlphaTauri upkeepers are back around and gets back on track. Back on track, so he can still position. Back to TK14. 55-second advantage still on the car behind. This is a very commanding lead. I've never really seen a lead like this before. But now, as we see, now the gap is really coming down. The gap is really coming down to 28 seconds. 27. Now you can see Cody's is now adjusting time. You can see probably around the 26-second mark now as we're adjusting out in and out of time. As right now, it's going to be around 26 seconds. A slight mistake. We'll take a look at that real quick. The slight mistake will be swung around. His foot condition is very challenging. This is go like TK14. Actually, we'll go back to Father Corner, but to Father Corner now, he's striking. We'll stay out. We'll stay out. Very challenging. We do have yellow in second 2. Looks like we'll be McLaren's, I'm pretty sure. Look on to get my pipe. That might have been a very sudden mistake right there. We'll go back to Fly Corn, who is looks like he's on the tail of Smallwood now. Definitely challenging this Smallwood trout. We have about 7 laps left. A little bit less as TK14 now. Coming around. As now Father Corn now goes around slightly around the outside and slightly does concede the place. Both drivers definitely have a hard time with the tires, but Father Corn making the best of it. Now P6. This just before TK14 now has passed the start finish and is now on his lap. See, one Mercedes has picked that is Mercedes over there as Father Corn is on his P6 as well. Get my pipe has got past me as on the pit. These conditions still very wet, so we'll see these drivers continue on wet tires for the flight. We see a lot of fields now putting two drivers as retired from the race. Being retired in the pits. Just a real quick stat is that safety car hasn't been has came out about 1.5 to 1.5 times. You like to get my pipe. It's almost a little Tokyo drift there. Going to turn 5. We definitely wish there was 7 cars saw that on there. It's all Pacific. Here in 2017, he used his car and he jerked my car. He's going on Honda Civic. Engine wasn't good, but he was so good prepared. But TK14, we'll go back with him, has a very good lead. Good pipe now. Has solidified P2 on the Z. Yes, a major mistake. Or might the P1 and TK14 is a major mistake. Because how really makes it, he is not immediately tires. He's now for every race, but the rate is easing down a little bit. It looks like these tires, these wet tires actually, and Get My Pipe has spun round. He has spun round. Oh, he has reset the track, but unless the driver records it, we cannot report that. It's a Get My Pipe will pit for enemy tires because it looks like this track service is still running. It is dry. The racing lane is a very dry portion of track now. And now we have VSC. As we were speaking between the safety car before, we do have a VSC. Looks like, I'm not quite sure what's it mean. Oh, mistake. We're not 100% sure what that VSC was caused by. It might have been caused by Get My Pipe, but we're not 100% sure on that. One of the Red Bulls. Red Bull is now taking 5 seconds. I think TK14 has VSC. Now we see a lot of cars now opting to pit for the new tires. If this is the right time for TK14 to go in the pits, now he's again a 59-second gap on car behind. The only VSC conditions, but still a very commanding now, just 1 minute. Pretty sure TK14, correct me if I'm wrong, he might be the newer driver, but new drivers in PPR so far, most of the videos have done really good. We have Itsdurian D2, who has gotten his second podium now, coming into PPR. Anza and then Singapore here. Very amazing by these drivers who just came in, but now TK14 does take a 5-second time for them to get in the pits, but he'll still come out on P1 as Blue Mixer, who does want to get the next for P1, but unfortunately it's like sealed. Possibly unless Blue Mixer can pull off some magic. I think to show his name, but we can. It is a meme everywhere, but John Effendi is I Like Your Words Magic fan. I think Blue Mixer is saying that he's not the next one because he's going to want a chance to get Blue Mixer. I love your funny words, Magic Man. That's a 2K14 Green Magic Man. But now he's only down 18 seconds, and this might be a chance for Blue Mixer to come out there. Does have 5 seconds penalty. But with people in the TK14, his lead only down to 18 seconds right now. Still a decent lead above the pack right now. We do definitely want to keep it that way because we only have about 4 laps or so right now. Look at last year's TK14 about his 28th lap. It looks like the surface is getting very dry now. As the rain keeps it's just starting to drizzle now. These tires might be very hot for the surface area. You give the two tires now, in the camera view, it looks like the track has dried up very quickly. As we know, Singapore is a very hot place, being very near the equator. So it is, in a sense, it can heat up very quickly, and this track surface has dried up so quickly. Now the rain is gone. There's literally no rain, and DRS has been enabled. This race is now up for grabs, as all these drivers now are on intermediate tires. TK14 is still the favorite. He's still the favorite to win this race. There's slight drizzling, but those intermediate tires now are very, very bad for these dry conditions, as those tires will overheat, and eventually they will spin you around. Hopefully they don't for TK14, as he has a decent lead still. He had a very commanding lead in previous laps of 1 minute. Now down to 18 seconds due to pitting twice. It looks like TK14 will be hoping that he can get a pit stop. It's very good. He did pit last lap for intermediates. His Ferrari team possibly had gone up the Ferrari national, but at the same time, TK14 still is doing very well in these dry conditions now. These intermediate tires. We'll move on to Running Man, who looks like he'll be overtaking Sprightly for P4. Looks like he won't this time, but Sprightly going very wide, making a mistake. Running Man has taken a 3-second time penalty. The Running Man is going to look for going Sprightly. Looks like the rain is picking up again for some reason. Well, drizzle has came back. Single is really looking at something else. Actually, most of the drivers now playing soft tires. TK14 took up that gap. Now Sprightly is going to have to concede to Running Man, but looks like he's going to keep fighting. Running Man goes out wide. Sprightly does keep P4. Both the drivers were involved in this turn collision earlier, and Sprightly does make a mistake. Then comes in contact with the wall, but just before they did have a collision going into turn 6 in previous laps 4, but with 2 laps to go, TK14 still has 18 seconds. But it looks like the rain is picking up a little bit. Just a little bit, not a lot, but tracks are a little bit wet. Just slightly, but there is a dry line where TK14 is taking the dry line. And he's doing absolutely amazing with those wet tires, and getting my pipe now takes P2 from moving through now pits for soft tires. Very interesting choice from the racing point team to switch over onto soft tire in the easily staged race, as there is a little bit of drizzle and move, but not a little bit wild, but doesn't come out. It has pitted. TK14 now has 20 seconds gap. Very done race from him so far. He does have a slight lock up, but that's not matter right now as he's running for that race victory. He sees a clear line toward the half toward that race victory. Mostly good. It's a little double digits behind each driver, so it's like all places will remain the same unless the driver does pit. We'll see probably this order stay the same. So TK14 is going to jump out of the rain. If we continue this track isn't entirely dry. Maybe I'll do this to the 3 seconds. It's a 5-4 now. 3 seconds, 4 tenths. I'm sorry, not 3 seconds. 3 tenths. Now 6 tenths, 1 tenth, 1 tenths. Behind Sprightly's going to make a charge with those soft tires. But now it's going to go. As we take a look to gap to leader, to look at the gap to leader, we can see that most drivers are about a minute behind, 3 lap behind. Some drivers being not a lap behind. Makes contact with him, does take a 5-second time penalty, 4.30 perfect source. He looks like he's taking a good portion of his wing out on his left side or on the right side. Now Brony Man pits for soft repair tires. It's like, he might have, I don't think he has wind damage, it's really from the soft set. But the rain looks like it's just going to continue. You can see a little bit of rain, but not a lot of rain. It looks like TK14 has made a smart decision staying out on those intermediate tires. Pipe. 29-second ball guy does overtake Father Corn. Father Corn now in the pits. Ball guy in 6th place. Brony Man now loses position too slightly, but Brony Man is fighting slightly very hard now. He's lap 31 now. We're going to keep an eye on this fight right here as Ryan Leach is going to go to the line here. Brony Man does have DRS. Does have the previous laps ago. And Slightly does come in contact with the wall. This beginning to be very interesting as we'll keep out of this one, as I said before, as most of the field is about the same, unless Louis Mixer at the line, get my pipe. Is he going to be able to get him? No, he isn't. And no, he has actually gotten him. My mistake. TK14 has passed the line. Louis Mixer now takes P2 from Get My Pipe. Get My Pipe. Now behind Louis Mixer. Louis Mixer now makes a charge toward TK14, but I don't think it will be enough. We'll go back to the fight with Brony Man and Spikey, as these two will be battling out to pressure this lap against TK14 is taking on rendezvous lap. He is now in the ridge section, so he is right behind Brony Man. I think that's what he's doing Brony Man right now. Brony Man's going to be fighting very, very hard. Spikey right now. This will be a fine deal with DRS on the first straightaway. We'll go just to get 3 seconds right. Wagon sector 1. That's the mistake. But we'll go back on TK14 on his rendezvous line on those degrading remade tires in the side position. He will take Xbox Division 4 Singapore Grand Prix. Congratulations, TK14, a very commanding lead from him since 20 laps previous, or even a little bit more than 20 laps. Very commanding lead from him tonight. As we go on with Louis Mixer, who is the second across the line. After losing the 3 second time, Louis Mixer will come in P2 in Singapore Grand Prix. Now we're going to Get My Pipe, who just lost out the previous lap. Louis Mixer was on this new soft set and was obviously going to be faster than those degrading tires. Get My Pipe still comes out in P3. Definitely still a good result for the McLaren team right now. Andrea Seidel, a little bit unhappy as the team did decide to put it for our tires. Brony Man has gone in front of Slightly as we were looking up through Mixer and Get My Pipe for the line. Looks like Brony Man is going to finish P4 unless Sprite can deliver some magic into his final points in the second. Brony Man is going to finish up P4 unless we're going to see time penalties take place as well. Sprite is starting to look for this P4 as well. Brony Man will cross the finish line in P4. Sprite will cross the finish line P5. Looks like time penalties have pushed him back about 5 seconds. As the ball guy finishing P6, as Russell now finishes as well, since they were lapped by a leader as well. But we will take a look to the podium celebration on his drive today. Is Brony Man making a commanding charge up the field all the way from P12 to P4 today. Definitely a very good performance from him. But we will take a look at the podium celebration. We might be able to get the podium drivers in here, depending on if the audio wants to work tonight. If the audio wants to work tonight, we maybe can get them in. As we see on the podium right here, we have TK14 with Ferrari taking pole today and taking the race win. Right next to him, he's the racing point, and right next to him is Get My Pipe, the driver who has a very commanding lead in the season of PPR Division 4. Very amazing race from these drivers tonight. But as we see our order coming up, which should load in just a second. As it says, please wait. But as we can confirm, Get My Pipe has got the best lap of 140.5. No other driver did hit 140 of the fast lap throughout this race. We're going down to race 1, TK14. The race wins on grid race 2, or position 2. Finished in P1. Louis Mixer, who started in P4, finishes in P2. Get My Pipe, who started in P1 on pole, unfortunately has dropped back to P3 but takes fast lap. Running on P4, good result from the Renault driver starting P13. Sparrow does finish in P5, good result from him. We've got 3 places. Ball guy does get P6, gets a little bit more points for the Ferrari team as TK14 did take pole, not pole, the race win. Big miss around behind him. Final corner, LDR Redeemer, 2 Mercedes finishing 7 and 8 and 9, Kirby Orange 10, Peter Ollie's SF 1776, and the coach did DNF unfortunately. And hopefully we might be able to get our drivers in here if they do feel like it. Hopefully they might, but I'm not 100% sure. I will check up with that for you guys real quick if they will. Hopefully they will, but you never know if drivers not. So let's see if they will. I will mute my mic real quick and we'll be back briefly depending on if they will be here or not. If they are not, I will conclude the stream and I will say everything we need and we will shut down the stream. If they come back, I'll let you guys know and we'll continue with the podium celebrations. Just hang on for a second, folks. It looks like we'll be able to get our podium finishers in here in a second, as we have Louis Lion or Louis Mixer coming here just right now. We will wait on the interview right now as we'll wait for our 2 other drivers who will finish on podium. That will be Get My Pipe and TK14. Hopefully our podium finishers of TK14 and Get My Pipe will join. So we'll be back with you in a second.
Okay. He asked if I mean, I'm in the
Hello?
Well, we're gonna start the interviews in a second.
Excellent. Sounds good.
I don't think TK14 and Get My Pipe are going to join, but we do have a special guest of Ollie's. I did give him the commentator's curse tonight. Unfortunately, him. I'm sorry about that, Ollie's, in advance. I did give you the commentator's curse. I predicted you were going to win, but I gave you the commentator's curse. But
You,
moving on, Ollie's, you are my favorite driver. I love how you came back. How's it feeling so far since you come back?
dude, thank you so much. I can't believe you predicted me to win. That's got me shocked, first of all.
Yeah,
Um,
we saw you qualify on medium tires. It was myself, Funky, and Venom at before we had technical difficulties where we couldn't hear Venom and Funky, but we predicted like we're gonna see Ollie's win because he qualified in those mediums, is only a second behind the guy in pole who was on the softs with 36-0. So we were like, you're gonna win, plain and simple. But we gave you the commentator's curse, so we're all sorry in advance.
don't even worry about it. No, it was at that lap. I thought there was a chance that it was looking good for me. And I had a fantastic battle with Father Corn, which I just checked the stream you guys caught, which was great. And I got some damage just after I'd passed him, which was a huge bummer. But then after that, so I had to pit, and my race kind of just unraveled that. And after 5 pit stops and struggling in the wet, I just decided to throw in the towel.
Yeah, definitely. It's good always to see you back in racing, especially coming back from last year. Your coordinator D4. It's always good seeing you. I know you helped me get into PPR and start driving, so I appreciate you for doing that and everything you've done for PPR and getting it to this place. But now moving on to we have one of our podium finishers tonight of Louis Mixer. Louis Mixer, I believe you're one of the newer drivers coming into PPR as of today.
That would be correct.
Yes, he was.
Last week.
Today. So, what? So, what were your feelings on PPR like when you joined and getting this podium? This is your first race, or is this your second?
No, this is my second
This is your
race.
second, but just to get a podium in your second race, how does that feel?
It's good. Let me know. It tells me that I have good pace in this division, and that I have the skill to manage to get onto the podium.
Yeah, definitely. D4 definitely a very good starting place for anyone that's in the chat or anyone watching the stream. D4 is a very good division to start off your PPR career. So you start here, you start in D4, you can move up the ranks. Like I was in D4 last year or last season, and I went up to D2. D2, I'm not that great, but anyways, D4 always a great division to watch. It's good to see you guys have great races, especially for us to come back and stream in Singapore. Very good race to watch and very good race from you guys. Unfortunately, TK14 and Get My Pipe couldn't make it. Good race of them, good performances from them, good performance from you, Willie Mixer. Always good to see a new podium finisher every race. So, and good to see Ollie's back, as I said before. Always good to see him back in racing. But
Yeah, thanks for commentating tonight. Really
yeah,
appreciate it,
yeah,
and
no
all the
problem.
hard work from you guys.
Yeah, it's no problem. But with that, we're gonna end off on a very good note. Do have a break next week, but do tune in. We do have a D3 makeup race Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Canada, be there, watch it. You're gonna be amazed. That's all I'm saying. The drivers in D3, you're gonna have a good race. So that's all from me tonight. It's all from everyone at PPR. We all appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good night. Right now it's 10:42 for me, so I know I'm going to sleep after this because my voice is shot. But hopefully you guys have a very good night or very good day wherever you are. Doesn't matter where you are. Just have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good whatever thing. I have Thanksgiving next week. I'm very happy about it. But if you're from America, happy Thanksgiving. Happy whatever you're from, wherever you are. But yeah, that's all for us from us at PPR. Thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, whatever you can do. Thank you. Good night.